Ah, overexpository dialogues. The bane of every moviegoer's existence. You know the type. Characters painstakingly explaining every detail, every motivation, every plot twist as if the audience were a bunch of clueless children. It's almost as if the filmmakers didn't trust us to connect the dots on our own. And now, dear viewer, they seem to say, let me spell out exactly what's happening, why it's happening, and how you should feel about it. It's laughable, really, this condescending spoon-feeding of information. Take our current predicament, for example. Imagine if I were to explain in excruciating detail how we ended up here. I would have to say something like, as everyone here already knows, the collapse of civilization was a result of our collective negligence, our blind pursuit of progress at the expense of the environment. The wars that intensified and escalated more and more. Greed, selfishness, and our inability to heed the numerous warnings of impending disaster. The over-extraction of natural resources, the unchecked pollution, the rampant consumerism, each played a crucial role in the downfall of our society. And now we find ourselves in a post-apocalyptic wasteland, struggling to survive amidst the ruins of our former world, as if you couldn't piece that together from the countless clues around us. But hey, let's not stop there. Let's delve even deeper, shall we? And also, as we know, the psychological toll of this new reality has been immense, leaving us grappling with feelings of loss, fear, and uncertainty. We've had to adapt quickly, learning to rely on our instincts and resourcefulness in ways we never imagined. And through it all, we've come to realize the true value of community, resilience, and hope. Yes, it's been a harrowing journey, but it's also a testament to the indomitable human spirit. There you have it, the overly expository monologue I never wanted to give but couldn't resist for the sake of mocking this tiresome trope. 'Cause after all, even in the worst, we need a good laugh now and then. It's astonishing how even in the ruins of civilization, we can't escape the plague of over-expository dialogue, info-dumping as it's so aptly named. Back when the world was still intact, we were bombarded with information at every turn. News channels, social media, even everyday conversations were overloaded with excessive details and convoluted explanations. It was as if we believed the more we said, the more we understood, but in reality it only added to the noise, drowning out the important truths we needed to hear. Now, in the aftermath of the collapse, you'd think we'd have learned our lesson, but no. Even in our dire situation, there's still a tendency to over-explain, to burden each other with unnecessary details when what we really need is clarity and simplicity. When you're fighting to survive, you don't have time for drawn-out explanations and redundant information. You need concise, actionable insights, not a dissertation on the state of the world. It's frustrating to see that even in our desperation, we can't seem to break free from the habit of info-dumping. In this new reality, every word counts. We need to communicate with purpose, to strip away the excess and focus on what's truly essential. Our survival depends on our ability to convey information quickly and effectively. So let's cut the fluff, ditch the needless exposition, and speak with intent. It's time to let go of the old ways and embrace a more streamlined, efficient form of communication, one that respects the urgency of our situation and the preciousness of our time. The world has changed, and so must our dialogue. And let's not overlook the psychological need behind this tendency to over-explain. In a world where everything we knew has crumbled, where uncertainty reigns supreme, there's a desperate urge to make sense of it all. People cling to explanations, no matter how redundant, as a way to impose order on chaos. It's a coping mechanism, a futile attempt to regain control in an uncontrollable situation. When everything feels unpredictable and terrifying, speaking the obvious becomes a way to ground ourselves, to find some semblance of stability amidst the madness. Consider the conversations we have now, where every interaction carries the weight of our shared trauma. You see, we over-explain because we're afraid of being misunderstood. We reiterate because we need to be heard, truly heard, in a world that's fallen silent. And we info-dump because, in a way, it's a plea for connection, a way to bridge the gaps that have widened between us. It's an effort to reach out, to reassure ourselves and others that we're not alone in our confusion and fear. Each word, each overly detailed explanation is a lifeline thrown into the void. So, while it may be easy to mock the endless exposition, to roll our eyes at the redundancy, let's acknowledge the underlying human need it represents. We overexpose ourselves not just to communicate facts, but to share our emotions, our struggles, and our need for understanding. In the end, it's not just about conveying information, it's about seeking connection in a fractured world. And here we are, arriving at the grand conclusion of my soliloquy on overexpository dialogue. Yes, dear listener, this is indeed the part where I wrap everything up in a neat little bow, reiterating the key points I've hammered home with such fervor. It's almost poetic, isn't it? The irony of ending a rant about excessive explanation with, wait for it, even more explanation. But I suppose that's the beauty of it. In mocking the very thing we're guilty of, we gain a moment of self-awareness, a chuckle at our own expense. So, in case it wasn't abundantly clear, this is the end. Conclusion. The finale. Thank you for sticking with me through this wonderfully over-explained journey. May our future conversations be free of unnecessary exposition, or at least be filled with enough irony to keep us entertained.